Well, ladies and gentlemen, really the thing I've been most excited about with his candidacy is happening. Christie's going to be on the debate stage. The only unfortunate thing is Trump might not be there. He's been saying he doesn't want to debate Christie. Now, Christie's taunting Trump. We'll get to that in a moment to try to get him on the debate stage. I'll give my normal disclaimer. Christie's not a hero. He is someone who has made so many vile decisions in the past, including supporting Trump in 2016, and he's now speaking out against him, and that doesn't make up for all of that time and the massive differences that we have on policy issues and all of it. But it's great to see a Republican effectively, that's the important part, and the most important part, of course, is speak out against Trump, and he is able to effectively speak out against Trump and taunt him in funny ways. And so I hope that Trump will be taunted into getting onto the debate stage in August so Christie can make a fool out of him. So here was the news that Christie has qualified based on the amount of donors you have to get to be on the debate stage, as is being reported on CNN.
Christie. So to qualify for this first RNC debate, you have to have support of at least 1% in multiple national polls, a minimum of 40,000 unique donors, at least 200 unique donors per state in 20 states. Are you there yet?
Yeah, I'm glad to be able to tell people tonight, Anderson, that last night we went past 40,000 unique donors in just 35 days. And to give you some perspective, because I ran 8 years ago, in 35 days, 8 years ago, we had 5,000 donors. We have over 40,000 donors now. There's a donor in every state in America. And we have over 200 donors in 36 states. So there's really broad support for the candidacy. We're really thrilled about it. And the good news, I think, for the Republican Party is that means I'm going to be on the debate stage on August 23rd.
What about the Christie? So to qualify.
Man, that's coming up. I feel like it was just a second ago that the Republican primary and the primaries just seem so far in the distance, and now it's just around the corner. Well, Trump has been talking a lot about Christie on his Truth Social platform, and Trump seems afraid of getting on the debate stage, but he'll talk a lot at a distance about Christie, saying, let me zoom in on this real quick, sloppy Christie, and then talks about his polling whatever there. He says sloppy Christie again is thrashing about doing and saying anything to stay relevant. He desperately wanted to join the Trump administration, but I said no. In 2016, he spent most of his time away from New Jersey in order to campaign for president, like Ron DeSanctimonious. He says Christie's a total loser. Then he goes on to talk about Biden and drop the subject of sloppy Christie, as he calls him. And Christie responded to that, saying, Donald Trump, the king of keyboard warriors, Donnie, you got so much to say, why don't you say it directly to my face on the debate stage? Or are you a coward? And he's responding to a screenshot of one of Trump's sloppy Christie Truth Social messages. Very strange. He gets stuck on those nicknames and uses them very consistently. But I do think that Trump's reason for not wanting to get on the debate stage comes down to Christie. I think he knows that you have DeSantis and Pence and Nikki Haley and Tim Scott who would barely, well, they'll just nudge Trump, and Christie would actually tear into him, as you should do when someone's leading that much in the polls. You want to go after them if you want any chance of actually becoming the nominee. Not that Christie will, because he's too close to the reasonable side of the spectrum for many of the MAGA voters right now. Doesn't excuse, as I said, past not reasonable actions, but right now he comes off too reasonable, and MAGA doesn't want that. They want Trump. But Trump doesn't want to be humiliated. Even if he knows Christie isn't going to win based on debate, he still doesn't want to be humiliated on stage, on national TV by Christie. And I think Christie would have the ability to do that. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.